we will move on to the next presenter, um, which is by a former corporate yes girl turned cookbook author, food blogger, and avid sous vide fanatic. She started cooking sous vide when she moved to Hong Kong in 2018 as a way to work around her tiny kitchen that lacked an oven. This modern method of cooking was a life-changing experience that quickly turned into an obsession, which she plans to continue exploring further. You can learn more about her and her work at streetsmartkitchen.com. So please welcome Sharon Chen.
Sous vide is just a fantastic way of cooking, but it's never quick because, as we all know, sous vide is all about slow cooking. However, with a little planning and a well-structured meal prep system, you can whip up quick and easy, very well balanced and restaurant quality meals for your entire family for a whole week. Once the prep is done, it takes less than 15 minutes to round out delicious, fresh, non-repetitive meals every day. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. Hello everyone, my name is Sharon Chen and I'm the creator of streetsmartkitchen.com and the author of the complete sous vide cookbook, 150 plus recipes for perfect meat, seafood, vegetables, and more. In 2018, I moved from Austin, Texas to Hong Kong. All of a sudden, everything became from super big to super small. That included my kitchen, which had no oven, by the way. So I started sous vide cooking. It worked out great. Then a year later, I became a mother of a rug rat. Oh, it's nearly impossible to find the time to sleep, not to mention cook healthily. As a new mom who runs a business, finding the time to cook became really challenging. During that time, I tried many ways of meal prep, but none of them worked out for me. So out of desperation, I discovered or find a way to actually meal prep to meet my own needs. And then that's by using a sous vide precision cooker to significantly cut down the hands-on time, remove the stress from the regular meal prep, and save money. Since it's been working so well for me, I have fine-tuned the system in the past few years, and today I am so excited to share it with you, and I hope you find it helpful too. I call this meal prep system sous vide once, savor all week. Here's how it works. On the prep day, you will sous vide 3 different kinds of protein, prep 3 different kinds of vegetables, mostly sous vide as well, and 2 or 3 kinds of healthy carbs, not the empty ones, along with 1 or 2 multi-purpose dressing, which have a healthy fat like extra virgin olive oil or avocado built into them. Because your sous vide machine is going to take a lion's share of cooking, your actually hands-on time is less than 2 hours. I do this for myself on a regular basis, and other people who have joined the program say so too. So it is tested and proven. Once everything is all prepared, you store it properly in the fridge. Note that you now have 6 great different meals with protein, veggies, carbs, healthy fat at your fingertips. In the following days, pick one from each category and mix and match it to create your superb dinner every day. One thing to note is that you do cook the majority of the food for a whole week ahead of time. So food storage is very important during the process. I'd highly recommend vacuum sealing your food for sous vide and rapidly chilling it in an ice water bath before keeping it in the fridge. And this way, when you keep it in the fridge, the food is still in its bag, unopened, and it can last for much longer. Normally, leftovers can last for about 3 days in the fridge. On the 3rd day, even though the food is still edible, but it's already lost its freshness, right? We all have that experience. However, vacuum sealing your food to cook and store can actually make it last for up to a whole week without losing any of the freshness. And this is how you can sous vide once and savor all week. Already, are you ready to do 1 week of the meal prep together with me? I have planned out this week's protein, veggies, carbs, healthy fats, everything is gluten-free. Oh, don't worry about taking notes or anything, just follow along because by the end of this video, you will find a link to download all the materials instantly, which includes 1 week of meal plan menu, meal plan timeline, prep instructions, all the individual recipes, meal assembly instructions, and a grocery shopping list. I hope you're excited because I certainly am. Let's get started. For the main protein, we are going to make ribeye, pork chops, chicken breast. These can be sous vide cooked at the same temperature for about the same amount of time. That is the core of this meal prep system. Finding foods to group cook together in one sous vide bath. And for veggies, we're going to make bacon-infused Brussels sprouts. Oh my God, it's so good. Bell peppers, onions, and asparagus. For carbs, let's do sweet potatoes, quinoa, and later in the week, we can throw in a can of chickpeas. If you are on a low-carb diet, feel free to omit carbs or just reduce the amount for your own meal plan. For healthy fats, we're going to make 2 sauces. Spicy peach sauce and chimichurri. They're both flavor-packed and very healthy. Now, let's start prepping according to the meal prep timeline. Essentially, that tells you exactly what to do every step of the way, so you don't even have to spend any time to think about it. First, we set the temperature on the sous vide machine at 194 Fahrenheit and let the water bath preheat because we're going to sous vide sweet potatoes first. And after that, we're going to drop the temperature to 183, which is very quick. For the Brussels sprouts, asparagus, onions, and bell peppers. Now, our meats for this entire week can be sous vide cooked at 140 Fahrenheit for about 1 to 2 hours. Now, all the other prep work like chopping veggies, seasoning foods, and bagging the foods, making sauces, etc. are actually done while something is in the sous vide cooking. So you are using your time very wisely and being extremely efficient in the kitchen, my friend. While the water is heating, I'm gonna make some garlic-infused olive oil. This is totally optional, but some people worry about adding raw garlic in their food to sous vide. So a batch of garlic-infused olive oil comes really, really handy in this case. And you've got cooked garlic with flavored oil. I mean, we're talking about 1 stone, 2 birds here, right? Maybe 3 birds. All you need to do is to add peeled garlic cloves in a small saucepan, cover them with olive oil, and simmer over low heat until the garlic wrinkles a little, and then you can actually smell the aroma coming out. Set that aside. We're gonna use it throughout the meal prep. Now let's get our sweet potatoes ready for a swim. First, peel, chop it up, put them in 2 or more bags, add some salt and pepper, some fresh herbs if you want, and garlic-infused oil. Arrange the sweet potatoes in 1 single layer and seal up the bags. Our water should be ready by now, but if it's not, you can always boil some water and add hot water to the water bath to speed up the heating process. Drop the sweet potato bags in the water bath, weigh them down, and set the timer for 20 minutes. Okay, sweet potatoes actually takes about 30 minutes to cook at 194 Fahrenheit. The reason I set a timer for 20 minutes is because I want to sous vide some soft boiled eggs, which takes about 8 minutes at the same temperature. So when the timer goes off in 20 minutes, I drop the eggs in their shells still, leaving the sweet potatoes in the bath to continue cooking, and I set the timer for 8 minutes. By the time it's done, both sweet potatoes and soft boiled eggs will be ready when the timer goes off. Now, the eggs are optional here, but since we already have 194 Fahrenheit water running, we might as well cook some eggs. It takes no effort. While the sweet potatoes are cooking, let's prep the items that will be cooked at a lower temperature, which is 183 Fahrenheit in this case. Yeah, and that will be the Brussels sprouts, asparagus, onions, bell peppers all together at the same temperature. We're gonna do this by frying some bacon pieces in a pan until nice and almost crisp. Set that aside to cool, and now we prep Brussels sprouts by removing the ends and cut them in half. If your Brussels sprouts are bigger, quarter them. Here comes the sous vide bags. Add the Brussels sprouts in the bags, followed by our delicious bacon pieces, and some freshly ground pepper. No need to add any salt in the bag because of, well, bacon. And that magic garlic oil, don't forget that. Seal them up and move on. Note that if your timer goes off at any point while you are prepping the next thing, just go transfer the cooked sweet potatoes or eggs in prepared ice water baths and lower the sous vide temperature to 183 Fahrenheit. Then you can come back to continue prepping the veggies. Brussels sprouts take about 45 to an hour to cook in a sous vide bath at 183 Fahrenheit. Whereas asparagus, bell peppers, and onions, they take only 15 minutes at the same temperature. And that is why we prep the Brussels sprouts first, and then we let them start cooking, then do the rest of the veggies, and add them to the same water bath while the Brussels sprouts is still cooking. Just remember to set the timers accordingly. You get the idea. Once again, when the veggies are all done, put them in an ice water bath to chill rapidly before transferring them to the fridge. Our lowest temperature setting for today is going to be 140 Fahrenheit, and we're going to cook ribeye, pork chops, chicken breast all together at the same time. Note that your ribeye will come out medium at 140. But if you prefer a different doneness, you might want to cook the steak separately from the pork and chicken at a different temperature. It's going to take a while for the water temperature to drop from 183 Fahrenheit to 140 Fahrenheit. Let's leave that for now and go get our meats ready to sous vide. Already, all of the protein is nicely portioned and packed. Let's go check out our water. If the water is not ready, we can scoop out some of the hot water from the water bath and add cold water in it to speed up the temperature dropping process. Once the temperature reaches 140 Fahrenheit, submerge all of the protein bags in the water and set the timer for 1 to 2 hours, depending on the thickness of your meats. Now what's left is our sauces, which takes 5 minutes each to prepare, very easy. You can also cook some quinoa at this point, but that can be done on a later day during the week. It depends on which day of the week you'd like to incorporate quinoa into your meal. You know what? We are pretty much done here. Isn't that fun? Wait until you see all the food that we prepared for the entire week. Now, go pour yourself a glass of wine, read a book, take a walk, kiss your partner, do whatever that makes you happy. Check this out. Wow! Look at that. A whole week of healthy and delicious food for an entire family for a whole week. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty darn accomplished and happy. From here, every night, before dinner, choose your protein, give it a quick sear in a hot pan, and to heat it through and get a nice crust at the same time. Choose your sous vide vegetables. You can warm them up in the same pan. Then mix and match the sides to create your own preferred balanced meal. And this is how you can put restaurant quality meals on the table in less than 15 minutes. If you need a little dinner inspiration, I have a recommended menu here using all the food that we just prepared together. Obviously, you can certainly assemble your own dinners however you like. Just to show you some sample meals here. Chicken breast with spicy peach sauce, asparagus, sweet potatoes, and sous vide eggs. Perfect steak with Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes. Pork chops with bell peppers, onions, asparagus, quinoa drizzled with spicy peach sauce. Chicken breast with chimichurri, Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, and quinoa. Healthy quinoa bowl with sous vide vegetables and eggs. I usually plan for at least 1 or 2 vegetarian meals during the entire week, so this quinoa bowl is our no meat option for this week. We're gonna finish this week strong, healthy, and delicious with California steak salad with chimichurri. Here you have it. I hope you like this new way of meal prepping, and I hope you find this video helpful. Like mentioned, you can download all the meal prepping materials that we talked about in this video here at this link. That includes 1 week of meal plan menu, meal plan timeline, prep instructions, all individual recipes, meal assembly instructions, and a grocery shopping list, all done for you. Again, the download link is here. Go grab the materials so you can try it out with what we just did in this video at the comfort of your own kitchen. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, or questions, or you want to just reach out to say hi, email is the best way to find me. You can drop me a line at sharon@streetsmartkitchen.com. I am also on social media. Here's where you can find me. I very, very much look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, what do you all think of that? Give Sharon some love in the comments. I thought that was a great presentation, and it was a good reminder, I think, for all of us how easy food prep can be and how sous vide can really make a lot of things easier in our lives. That's what restaurants can do, is a lot of mise en place, serve things quickly in their restaurants. And caterers can use it, and then also home cooks, you can spend a few hours one day of the week and you can be ready to go for the entire week. And like we talked about the food preservation, if you pasteurize it and then leave it unopened in your fridge, then you can last for a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes. So if you don't eat it all, you're not going to waste food, which is a huge, huge benefit.